Welcome to Under the Covers. I am your host, Nick. This is your host, Jett. And today we are here to talk about not one song that we're covering. We're covering 3 songs. Not like back to... No, like we're not going to play like 3 separate songs, but you had an idea, I think while we were in St. Augustine.
It was before that.
I think maybe... Did you let me know about it in St. Augustine?
We talked about it like out the counter in your house like months before. Like
months before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had talked about like, oh, there's so many I want to do from this group and I just can't decide on one. I was like, wait, what if we do like 2 or 3 or 4 of them and do like kind of a mashup?
A medley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
finally
love a
figured
medley.
it out.
I mean, who doesn't love a medley? A vegetable medley? No. I mean, no, I thought it was a neat idea where you're like, well, we could play like, a little bit of this and then go into this other song and then go into this other song. And I was like, yeah, I love this idea.
Yeah.
And when you talked about it, you said, well, it's important that we do this for episode 13. It has to be associated with 13. And I was like, well, how come? And I think the only answer you gave me was 13's a cool number.
It is.
Which I'm not disagreeing, but what else was in your mind?
Well, I think originally we had said we were going to do it for episode 10.
Yes.
And then it didn't come together fast enough. And it was like...
No, it was episode 9. And that's why we did... Okay, so now I remember this a little bit more clearly.
Here we go.
Here's what happened. We were driving up to see probably Extreme, which, laugh all you want, Extreme, like they put on a show. They were real good.
Really good.
They were really good. And there's a lot of cool takeaways from that show.
Yeah.
But while we were going up there, we were talking about next episodes, and that's where we kind of collaboratively. I can't speak.
Here we go again.
It's where we collaboratively said, hey, we want to do this, but we're not quite ready. I don't think we can get it in time for episode 9. So instead of that, let's do this. And that's where we came up with the 90s track that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Which
true.
in itself wasn't necessarily a medley, but that was kind of a mashup of you doing 2 different things.
Yeah.
So that was super cool.
It's true.
And then this is kind of, so ever since we said, let's do a medley and let's do this band and these songs, that to me was like, ooh, like that's cool, but it's a lot of pressure because I don't know this band really well and I don't know these songs really well. So to go through and really pick out not just the parts of the songs that we want to do that work, but how to tie them together, I was like, ooh, there's going to be some math. Like it's going to be some work.
There was some math involved for sure. But I did choose 3 of the songs that were not their most popular, but definitely off of one of their most popular albums. So, well, and then one of their most currently popular albums. So, I don't know, like probably their latest album. So anyway, it was used in a Netflix soundtrack.
What?
One of the songs was in a Netflix soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's not Netflix.
It's not Netflix?
No.
Oh, anyway.
So, I know. Okay, so now I know where you're headed. I'm like, they did? Like, that's crazy. But no. That's the only way that I knew this band.
A series soundtrack.
Well, not... Okay, so not the only way, but...
I'm just going to...
I know what you're saying. So the only reference I had for this band other than like, oh, they're like this other band that I'm into, like they're sort of a similar genre, like we actually did a cover in episode 4 of that other band. So I was like, okay, peripherally I vaguely know who this band is. But what you're talking about is they do provide the opening credits music for a show on the BBC, which I've seen already, but then I started watching it with you. Mm-hmm. And after this episode, we're going to watch the series finale. I understand why you thought of Netflix because
I did, yeah.
After the BBC show, there was kind of a gap and then Netflix said, "Hey, we'll buy this, and we're going to put out like a wrap-up movie for you." And we're like,
Oh, right. Yeah.
Very, very much like Firefly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like series and then movie capper. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So, okay, now I understand like why you're thinking Netflix. That makes total sense. You're not wrong. And I don't remember if they used this in the movie or not, but certainly the show, it is iconic to watch the opening credits of that show. Very much like, Money Heist. It was fun to, for you to say, I want to do it. This is one of the pieces that I want to do in this medley. I was like, oh, cool. It's kind of like what we did before, where we chose almost like, the opening credit sequence song that we both enjoyed.
Yeah.
Now we're going through that again.
Yeah.
so that was one of them. And then you chose two other songs to wrap that up with, from here to here to here. What made you choose the two other songs?
It was hard. It was so hard.
Well, you love a lot of their catalog.
Oh my God, so good. Yeah, and I had the opportunity to go see them with one of my besties, Carrie, in September of 2019.
Wow.
In Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It was an epic show. It was so good.
You went.
I did.
Thank God.
I did.
I did not want this to be a story of like, I had a chance to see them and I didn't. And I'm like, ugh, yuck.
There's a big story behind that show, but it's, we're super glad that we went to go see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Tell me that when we're not taping, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard pieces of this, and when you're gonna start telling me, like, oh right, I remember. Okay.
Yeah. In any case, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity because they don't tour often, and especially not in the U.S. Because
supposedly, and this is rumor. I don't think this is confirmed, but somebody in this band is busy being a very secretive, reclusive super artist.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
I think most people think they figured out or are pretty sure that the guitar player in this band is Banksy.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. And maybe this gave that away, like to some people, if you're in the know. I know if Lenny's watching this, he'd be like, I know who you're talking about now.
Shh. Shh.
Yeah, supposedly.
Possibly.
Supposedly.
Possibly.
It could.
It would be amazing if they toured again.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying, and we will go.
Yeah, I'm all about. Well, especially after
I know
doing this episode.
I know.
Now I'd be like, hell yeah.
Because it's they're semi-electronic. They're not semi. They're completely electronic, but it has a very grungy rock feel to it. Like their music is just like, if you have been on the grunge spectrum and you like how painful that music is, you're gonna love these guys. It's like if you want your heart ripped apart even more and just spread on the floor, that's what these guys do.
If I were to simplify that for a general audience, and this is a question, I'm not saying I think this, I'm saying, like, would it be accurate to say that this group is somewhere between Portishead and Nine Inch Nails?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great.
Well done.
Now I feel like I've got a beat on them.
Well done.
Well, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I couldn't have done that. Yeah, I would have been like, I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, it's three of their songs and the reason I chose them is because, so one is the intro to an already popular series that I recognized immediately because I had already had the album and I was like, this song is so cool. Mm-hmm. And it features a lead singer from a band from the 90s that is prolific. And I can say that, right?
I was going to say, it's probably safe to say that.
Okay, Mazzy Star.
Okay, yeah. Singer from Mazzy Star. Did some stuff for them.
Yeah. So, and she's done a lot of stuff independently. And so, yeah, she did a bang-up job on this one, as she does for most things. And the other two songs, there are a couple of other tracks that I could have chosen off of this album that were probably more popular, but I felt like these two songs, that I chose, were just not as accessible, maybe, and I love them just as much, so I chose them instead.
You mentioned the singer of Mazzy Star doing, one of the songs that we worked into this medley, but another song that we worked into the medley, as soon as I heard it, I questioned, I was like, is that Mike Patton? Like that, he has that very, and it's not,
Who?
But the one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
To me, that was like, oh, that's got like a real Mike Patton sound to it, and knowing that
It
they
does.
collaborate with other artists, I was like, oh, did they get with him? And you're like, no. Okay.
No, and he's done a couple other tracks with them too. But
Has he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Mike Patton.
No. No, this guy.
Okay. I thought you were like, yeah, Mike. He's totally not this one, but others. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, no. This guy that does this song that I've covered. He does a couple other songs with them, and he's just got this. When you hear his vibrato, it's him. But even before that, like, he just has this style that I've just loved always, and I love, like, not mimicking it. What word am I looking for?
Being influenced by it?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's the long version of it, but yeah.
I just said being influenced by it. I couldn't even get those words out. just first day on the job, right here.
Words are hard.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so I love, I love his voice, and I used my own voice, but his vibrato I used because it's just really cool. Mm-hmm. It's just so cool. And then the other track that we did is her voice is just epic, and her whole persona behind this track is just so painful. It's just so good. It's so good. It's just, it's a cathartic track for sure. Yeah. Like, anyone who's ever gone through anything and has listened to this song, if they haven't put a needle in their arm, it's like, it's just
it's terrible.
And I know it's, but you get it. It's just like, you can bleed to it. It's okay. You can bleed to it.
Mm-hmm. When we choose songs lately, the way that we're filming stuff, we get together, we choose a song, we get together, we rehearse it, and then we play it and record it, and then we come and then talk about it, and we record this section. And songs that should be relatively straightforward, we've been like, okay, take 17, take 18, take 19, just trying to get it.
Yeah.
And when you said, let's make this a medley, and let's mix and blend these three songs together,
let's just complicate the
like,
fuck out of it.
Whoa, okay, like that's that was really intimidating. And then I had a couple of ideas of like, hey, can we maybe put like a drum beat behind this? It's not something we normally do, but it feels like that would help tie some of these things together. And you were kind of like, let's see. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, mm-hmm. We always kind of collaborate and go back and forth and find the best way. Mm-hmm. And then we got together this afternoon. I think we played through it like twice of like, okay, I was thinking to do this first, then this, then this. And then you were like, okay, well then I want to do like this long and then this long and this long. And I said, okay, we played it and then we recorded it. First take, done. We're like, oh. What?
Crazy town.
Why isn't everything this easy?
Crazy town.
I mean, we played, an 80s power ballad that should be really simple. And that took like 17 takes. I think we left that day. We were like, fuck it, we're not getting it. Well, it happened on episode 10, right? We're like, nope, so, we're done. And this one, it's like, it should be the hardest thing we've done. And we just cranked it right out.
Yeah, it was
what happened?
Really good. I don't know.
What came together for you when we played it?
Well, I mean, it's basically all in the same key, which is helpful, but we're not doing the whole song.
Right.
From each one.
Yes.
So I just chose specific verses from each song, and they kind of all just blended together beautifully. And I don't even know if we're going to use the backing drum track because who needs it? Like, it just sounds really good with the guitar that he used and the sounds that he chose and you chose.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, it's.
I tried to choose something, you know, rich and warbly with like a little bit of twang so that it sounded like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I can't even say Tarantino. Like, no words are coming out correctly. To
and
me,
I'm the one with this.
yeah, to me it sounded like a cowboy sword fight. Like, it was done.
Yeah, I mean the tone was amazing.
Thank you.
The guitar, I just love
Thank
her.
you.
I just love her so much.
And you know what?
And there's something special about that guitar too. Tell the folks.
Oh, that's sort of longer. We'll say
Inside
maybe
baseball?
that's bonus episode material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it came together when we rehearsed it and we started to put it together. Like, you hearing the guitar and then me hearing the vocals, immediately we're like, "Yep, this is exactly where it should be." And that was sort of the magic bullet for okay, let's get it while we have it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we did.
You know, the one of the last things I'll ask you about was lyrically. I think the song that we do second-ish, maybe third-ish. I don't remember. No, it's third. The third song today, when we were playing it, was the first time I listened to the lyrics, and I was like, "This is like a male version of Suzanne Vega's "My Name Is Luca" to me."
Cute.
Am I wrong about that?
No.
Like, it feels like that was the theme.
Kinda. Just set really like minor key-ish and.
Well, even the subject matter.
Well, yeah, but Suzanne Vega's song is like very like.
Sure.
And this is like.
Yeah, it's dark.
Had enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very.
And you can probably like just say those things out loud, and I'll bleep them out later, if you wanted to.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's too late now because we're kind of getting to the end of this episode. Which, speaking of which, I think once we put we did 3 songs. We did song A, song B, song C, and then we put like a part of song B at the end. So you're kind of getting like 4 different parts.
And C.
Yes, vocally you did C over part B, which I thought was like a really cool choice.
Yeah.
And all of that together ended up being like almost 8 minutes long. It's a super long music episode, which is cool. I mean, it was exciting to do it.
Yeah, it was
cool. I think
cool.
you've kind of brought me on board as a fan of this band now. Like, not like, hey, I'm going to learn everything about them and get to know their entire catalog. But now I'm like, yeah, I would totally go see it. I would definitely check that out.
Well, and this is just, off of their latest album, and then this one that is probably their most prolific, I guess they're most noted for, but they have a catalog that goes back like years before that.
Oh, sure.
And it's completely different sounding from like what you hear now.
Oh, really?
Completely different, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Like they started like the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Crash into the 90s kind of thing. So like their sound has evolved, very much like U2's sound has evolved, like Thrice's sound has evolved, like, it's all that kind of like, they start in this one vein and you're like, interesting. Okay, cool. And then they end up and you're like, oh, wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, my friend Carrie, when she heard that we were going to be doing this, she wanted to be in on it too, but she wanted to do some of the back catalog. Okay. And which is, that's awesome stuff too. And I'm absolutely on board.
Episode 32, we can do that.
Right. Yeah. Because that song is, those couple songs are like, they're a little bit more involved, I think. I don't know. Yeah. I have to work on it, but anyway, but yeah, she'll love this episode.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, do you want to tell everyone the band and the 3 songs we chose to work into a full medley over the course of 8 minutes?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Massive Attack. And it's Paradise Circus, Dissolved Girl, and Man Next Door. Back into Dissolved Girl and Man Next Door. Yeah. I mean, if you know, you know. So, And it's just the vocal part is, like what you'll figure out. But anyway, there it is.
And it's either going to be with or without drums. We don't even know yet. Enjoy.
It's unfortunate that when we feel a storm, we can roll ourselves over 'cause we're uncomfortable. Oh, when the devil makes us sin, but we like it when we're spinning in his grip. Love is like a sin, my love, for the ones that feel it the most. Look at her with her eyes like a flame. She will love you like a fly will never love you again. Shame, such a shame. I think I kinda lost myself again. Day, yesterday, really should be leaving, but I stay, 'cause it feels like I've been here before. You're not my savior, but I still don't go. Feels like something that I've done before. I could fake it, but I still want more. Oh. Fade, made to fade. Passion's overrated anyway. Say my name. Need a little love to ease the pain. Need a little love to ease the pain. It's easy to remember when it came, 'cause it feels like I've been here before. You're not my savior, but I still don't go. It feels like something that I've done before. I could fake it, but I still want more. Oh. There's a man that lives next door in my neighborhood, and he gets lets me down. He gets in so late at night, always a fuss and fight, always a fuss and fight, all through the night. I've got to get away from here. This is not a place for me to stay. I've got to take my family and find a quiet place. Hear the pots and pans, they fall, bang against my wall, bang against my wall, no rest at all. He gets in so late at night, always a fuss and fight, always a fuss and fight, all through the night. I've got to get away from here. This is not a place for me to stay. I've got to take my family and find a quiet place. Say my name. Need a little love to ease the pain. Need a little love to ease the pain. It's easy to remember when you came. Oh, can we get out?
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Under the Covers. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at UTC Music Podcast. We launch new episodes on the 1st and 15th of every month. And if you're new to the show, thank you so much for showing up and watching. For additional features like extra episodes, reaction videos, blooper reels, because we're really good at that, you can sign up for Patreon, and that's also Patreon UTC Music Podcast. So thanks for watching, and please come back.